What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Today we have the stock market moving higher. We have the SPY at 542. We have the Qs uh, moving higher as well at 479. And Bitcoin and crypto have been showing some weakness and are starting to sell off. Bitcoin sitting at $65,000, 300. And so today I wanted to discuss how much higher can these markets go, and also what sectors we should be taking a look at to see where the money is rotating, as well as a couple stocks. And then I'll get into crypto and why I am selling some of my crypto assets. All right, guys, if that sounds good to you, you know what to do. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more. And let's get started. All right, guys, I hope you all had a great weekend. It is Monday, and happy Father's Day out there to all of you fathers. But let's get into these charts. All right, guys, what am I looking at? Well, first off, I am more of a top-down investor and trader. So I always want to understand, and I think it's important for anybody to understand as an investor and trader what the broader markets are doing during times of uncertainty, like we are seeing in some of the crypto markets. But here we have the SPY, as I mentioned, at all-time highs here for the past 4 days. So can these markets continue to go higher? Well, if we just zoom out to the monthly chart, uh, I showed you this a couple weeks ago. I just wanted to reiterate this point for people who aren't as familiar with the stock market. But basically, what we have here is our first stage leg up in the stock market with our pullback and a second leg up. And now we are pulling back and beginning our third leg. This is known as kind of late season investing, and this can continue to go on for quite a while. So we'll just have to keep an eye on the price to see how high these markets can go. You also see here on this RSI 14 close that we are in an uptrend, and this is suggesting that we may peak out possibly here sometime in 2025. And just to refer to these legs up, this is the Elliott wave cycle. So you can see you have your leg 1, then your corrective wave, your which is 2, and then the next leg up 3, and the next correction, and then your final leg up, which is number 5. So if we look at the stock markets, um, as we just reviewed on the SPY, we can take a look on the Qs, and we see a similar trend there as well. We've got our first leg up, our second pullback, our second leg up, and then we have pulled back and now are moving higher. So how high could these markets go? Well, like I said, they could go on for some time. We know this has been mainly led by the big cap stocks and AI and NVDA, Microsoft, Google. NVIDIA is moving higher this morning at 132. Again, you see that on the monthly pattern, we have that similar pattern playing out. So right now, these markets are being led by these big cap stocks, And generally speaking, whenever we come out of a recovery after like what we saw in 2022, then these big cap stocks will lead the way, and then money begins rotating into uh, your mid cap stocks and your low cap stocks towards the end of the cycle. The same thing happens in crypto, and you'll also see money rotating into other sectors. So let's take a look at what sectors may outperform the markets here in the coming weeks and months. Um, this is natural gas, and this is a chart I brought up a couple weeks ago. Um, and right now on natural gas, you can see we have recently been at lows that we've only seen a couple times before for natural gas. The last time was back in 2020 during the lockdowns, and then we had this down here previously in 2016. And previous to that, we haven't really seen prices that low since the 90s. So uh, we know that there is a shift towards energy as these um, chip makers continue to produce chips, and AI and data and tech that's all leading the way. Um, it's going to take a lot of energy to power those um, chips and computers. And so I think it's important that we do keep an eye on the energy markets. And natural gas looks like it could be one that may outperform the other markets. And we also have the RSI down here at the bottom for the last several months. And so we are just starting to tick up here in the last couple of months. You can see both these RSIs turning to the upside, so we could really see natural gas see a rally here for uh, several months or even years. Um, Again, all this stuff moves in cycles, but that's just something I wanted to point out. And one stock related to natural gas is FLNG. Um, so this is a relatively new company. It's been out for about 5 years, I guess. This actually shows there was some trading before, but when I was doing my research on this company, they've really only got started producing here in the last couple of years. They've been mainly building infrastructure, um, and FLNG is sitting at 25.90 today. You can also see on the monthly RSI, we just got that golden cross and starting to tick up here. So this is one of those stocks that whenever you hear somebody say that a stock can do a 5 or a 10x, um, this is one of those stocks that has that potential in my mind. Um, it's a relatively small company just starting to produce, and as um, the commodities itself goes up in price, well, that will be good for any company that produces those products. And so I do believe that you could see much higher prices for FLNG. Also wanted to mention gold. Gold sitting at 23.20 this morning. It's been showing little bit signs of weakness. I could see gold possibly pulling back to that 2150 to $2,200 area, but the RSIs are starting to tick up here. And there's one thing that I'll show you in a moment why I think gold may actually uh, start to outperform the market here in the short term. We'll get to that in just a moment. But another ETF that I wanted to mention is GDX. Is the gold miners, and it lags behind the gold price. Bought GDX whenever we started to move up here, and bought several positions through here. I've sold most of that as a swing trade. Nevertheless, I still think gold goes much higher, so I think these gold miners go higher, and we still have a target price on GDX around $43 based off the previous major inverse head and shoulders pattern that we had. So I could see a GDX really doing well here if gold does decide to move higher. Um, and here is the reason why I say I think we might see gold move higher. Well, here, this is on Prime XBT. I'm using the MACD chart, and you can see that these averages have come down towards the bottom, and we're just getting ready to put in a golden cross. Last time we saw this was back here in February, and that led to about a 23% run on gold. We also have the um, selling also flipping back, getting ready to flip back into that green, it looks like. So it looks like there may be a lot of interest in people getting back into gold as we come into this late season, late cycle investing. All right, guys, let's get into crypto and why I am selling some of my crypto assets. So just to be clear here, I'm not selling everything. I am just reconsolidating, moving back towards safety after the weakness that we've seen in Bitcoin and crypto the last uh, several days now. I sold some of my Riot positions. This is a crypto miner. Um, I still think that later this year, uh, crypto will be much higher and you'll really start to see these things to soar. But I've learned on some of my swing trades, I've done a couple of these round trips now where I'm up 60, 70% on some of these and just continue to hold as a spot position was my original intent. But I realize now that um, I could be taking profits along the way and reinvesting that. That is one big lesson I have learned this year, as I have traditionally been an investor and a swing trader more on the long term, moving into trading more full time now. I still don't really necessarily day trade. I don't like sitting behind a computer all day. I just like to take a look at these things in the morning and just keep an eye on things and then place any trades that I see. And I do see some weakness coming into crypto. So I just wanted to put that out there as a warning to you all that may be in some of these altcoins, and I want to kind of show you what I believe would be the best plan of action, at least from what I see moving forward. For now, we know that generally the summer season is the slower season for crypto and Bitcoin, as well as a lot of small cap stocks. They just get boring. People go on vacation. No one's paying attention. And that's usually the best time to actually be buying in. Uh, like I said, I do think over the next couple of months, you will see crypto much higher. Um, But for now, we are showing a little bit of signs of weakness right now. Um, Bitcoin is holding that midline, I think, because the RSIs are at the bottom here on the daily, and we also have the weekly coming down towards the bottom side of the range. Well, I think you could see a Bitcoin go back up and retest that upper side of the range here in the short term. But if we go back to the daily, well, we do have some weakness here over the past several days. We are now putting in a series of lower lows and lower highs. So any bounces here could be met by sellers, and we could move back down towards the bottom side of this range. Excuse me, guys, 1 second. So, um, where could Bitcoin go from here? Well, like I mentioned, I think we could go to the bottom side of this range, and we really don't want to move back below these wicks here that we saw back in May. Otherwise, we could be going a good bit lower. I could see us moving down around to that $50,000 level, possibly, but I do think that overall these crypto markets will go higher for sure over the long term. As a long-term investor, I wouldn't be worried one bit. Um, but on the shorter time frames here in the coming days and weeks, we will have to keep an eye on this. And really, if we could just put in, if we come back down to around that $62,000 level and put in a higher low, well, on the midterm trends, we would still be moving upwards, putting in series of higher lows and higher highs. And there is some bullish news for crypto as well. So we will get into that. But I just wanted to show you what I was seeing on some of these altcoins. This is the total three, everything minus Bitcoin and Ethereum. And it has broken our upwards sloping trend line, and it is continuing to look weak. We are seeing a lot of these altcoins starting to sell off. So you may want to look at taking some of your altcoins and selling the weaker ones and moving into strength. Um, and I think you will see that strength possibly come in Ethereum. Ethereum setting at 34.91 this morning at the bottom side on the daily RSI. Plus, we had news over the weekend come out that the spot Ethereum ETF may begin trading by July 2nd. So, this could become live, and we know what we saw whenever the Bitcoin ETF launched, just weeks after its launch. Initially, we saw a tick up in Bitcoin like we have seen on Ethereum. And then we did see a little bit of weakness met by a lot of demand. And we also have this coming out this morning. ASX, Australia's largest stock exchange, has approved its first spot Bitcoin ETF. So that is a plus for crypto as well. So more money will just continue to flow into these markets. And I do think that you are going to see uh, crypto go much higher starting soon, probably here in just a couple of months max. I do think this fall, starting in maybe August or September, you could really start to see these assets run as we get closer to the end of this bull cycle. What other coins am I looking at? Well, besides Ethereum, I'd say Solana is probably going to be one of the strongest coins out there this season, and it is sitting at 142 this morning, just losing our trend line, but I'm not too worried about Solana. It's some of these other ones that I'm more concerned about. Some of these smaller coins, a lot of these meme coins are starting to sell off. Things like that. I don't really deal with those too much, but I do have a couple smaller coins that I've been taking profit on and just kind of looking to move more towards safety. And another coin that I think is looking pretty strong is Uniswap. So Uniswap is uh, on the Ethereum blockchain, and you've seen some strength here recently on Uniswap and a lot of these Ethereum-based tokens sitting at 1093 this morning. So I think that's pretty positive for some of these altcoins based around Ethereum or Solana. If you are interested in buying crypto, gold, or silver, you can do so over on iTrust. Right now, iTrust allows you to buy these 24/7 with low cost and no monthly fee in a tax advantage account. Plus, they have over 4,500 plus 5-star reviews on Google. And if you sign up with iTrust, you get an additional $100 when you use the link below. All right, guys, don't forget to follow me over on X or Twitter, where I post updates on anything that I see that has to do with the markets, including stocks, commodities, and crypto. At Mind of Financier, I am Mind of the Financier on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, so you can follow me there as well. And happy Monday to you all. Also, don't forget to check out Prime XBT if you're interested in trading commodities, cryptos, or FX exchanges, such as different currencies. You can do so. They are offering up to $7,000 bonus when you sign up, or 25% off trading fees. Again, there's links down below. And I hope you all have a great day. Until next time, guys, take care, be legendary, and peace out.